Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. So yesterday I had the curse of 3. If you've ever heard of that curse, I believe it to be genuinely true. First of all, we started the day, my ring light broke, so then I had to go out and buy a new one. This is my trusted one that I've always had. It cost me like £20 off Amazon, and I've had it since the very first YouTube video that I brought to you guys 4 years ago. Then the courtesy car that I am driving decided to break. The rear window came down and it wouldn't go back up, so we had to return that to the courtesy car place. That's a different story for another day. And then to top it off, the final third one, I went to use my computer to get ready for editing and my computer broke. So then I had to find an IT company. So after those 3 things happened to me yesterday, I decided that I was throwing in the towel, poured some Baileys in my hot chocolate, and I sat in bed and watched a film and cried. It's just one of those days. So after the curse of 3 happened to me, it has worked in my favour in some ways, because a story came out last night that is just, it's funny. This does tack on to my last video talking about the 200 alumni, most notable people that have trained at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, and Harry was left off the list. I said that Harry is no doubt very butthurt and very upset about it. And sure enough, within like 48 hours, Harry, it has been released to the media, he is up for another award. There's not a single other member of the royal family, or I think even European royal families, that goes around collecting awards for themselves. They tend to hand them out to others. But this is Harry and Meghan, and they are technically ex-royals. Now, we know last year stories were coming out that Harry and Meghan were sucking up to John Travolta, and it would seem much like Meghan sucking up to Gloria Steinem. Meghan got that Ms. Foundation Women of Vision award, and she hasn't been spotted with Gloria Steinem since. It seems the friendship or cozying up to John has paid off somewhat. As we know, John Travolta, one of the most famous pictures of Princess Diana was her dancing with him, which I'm sure Meghan would love any sort of association. And perhaps John sees an easy mark for someone to sign up to Scientology, because let's be honest, it's clear that Harry is easily led. So these particular awards are the Aviation Awards, a prestigious and exclusive aviation recognition event, which Morgan Freeman himself had compared it to the Aviation Oscars. And Harry has been nominated for one. Well, not nominated, he's definitely getting one. Harry is to be inducted into the Living Legends of Aviation alongside Buzz Aldrin. Yes, Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, the astronaut, the engineer, the fighter pilot. And Harry is collecting his award alongside him. And no, I'm not joking with you. This is actually genuine. It's taking place next week at a glitzy Beverly Hills event, so the reports are saying. Now, that is not a joke, and nor is what they have written, or Meghan wrote, or Harry wrote for his biography shout out on the website of the list of people that are collecting the awards. Now, this one, if you're drinking tea or any other beverage, I suggest you put it down. 1, because it could cause you to have an accident and snort it through your nose and choke. Or 2, you could become slightly annoyed and throw it across the room, and you don't want to hit anyone else. A British Army veteran and pilot with 10 years military service, flying training missions in the UK, USA and Australia, as well as combat missions in Afghanistan, saving the lives of Allied forces and countless civilians. Creator of the Invictus Games for wounded service members. Let's break this down a little bit, shall we? Name, Prince Harry, check. 10 years army service, check. Pilot's license. Bit sketchy. Most reports and things that I have read over the years, and lots of people have actually backed up, is Harry failed his pilot's license. He was, however, pushed through where he could co-pilot and be a gunner. As for them listing Harry's training missions to the USA, the UK and Australia, it's in the word. They were training missions. So he was being flown around and being taught, or trying to be taught, how to fly a plane. This is hardly something you'd list as an achievement. Creator of the Invictus, see my previous video from 2 days ago. We know that Harry definitely is now seen as the patron of the Invictus Games, but the Invictus Games was created for him by a team of army veterans and palace staff, and also it was created by the Royal Foundation for Princes William and Harry. Prince William was very much part of the Invictus Games, and then they handed it over to Harry to be his little baby, I suppose, to keep him out of mischief, because as we were seeing, Harry didn't have a lot else to do other than to get himself into trouble in the media. But the biggie, the real biggie from that bio is Harry saved Allied forces and countless civilian lives during his missions in Afghanistan. Who wrote that bunch of bollocks? Did they think that Harry's Call of Duty scores were real? Harry didn't save lives, he took them, proudly spoken about in his own words in his biography recently. 25 wasn't the number. He did not save Allied forces or civilians. He slept through an attack at Camp Bastion, and aside from photo shoots, Harry was airlifted out of imminent danger. If there was so much as a whiff of something going to happen, Harry was pulled out of Afghanistan, as we saw several times in interviews and in his own words that he was so angered about. Harry was not a combat soldier. Harry did not see combat outside of playing on his Xbox. As for his outstanding contribution to aviation, aerospace aviation, the only thing that I can think of Harry has actually done is kept actual real pilots earning paychecks due to the number of private jets that he and Meghan seem to take on a regular basis. Now, as for all this talk with Harry being a pilot, he flew Apache helicopters. Have any of you ever seen Harry fly an Apache helicopter? Have any of you? I mean, seriously, all the years we have seen Harry pose on Apache helicopters. We've seen him sit in the cockpit looking rather confused at the controls, hoping, I guess, that he doesn't touch that big white button. We saw Harry pretend that he was an extra on Top Gun. We saw action shots of Harry. But aside, as I said, from sitting in the gunner's seat, when have we actually seen Harry take to the skies? We've seen plenty of crop pictures to make it look like that he was the pilot. These were given to the media, but anyone who knows planes knows Harry was the passenger or the co-pilot at best. And the photographs that were actually taken of him were training exercises. Now, as for the pilots, you have two pilots. You have the main pilot who sits in the rear, and then you have the co-pilot, the gunner, that sits in the front. The reason why they have the two pilots is obviously if one of them becomes incapacitated, the other person can take over the aircraft. But I can't imagine that many of them would want to endanger their lives, and that's probably why Harry was only ever seen in them on training exercises when he was being safely flown around in the safe skies, because any pilot that took Harry as their co-pilot, it might as well have been a suicide mission. Even this kind gesture back in 2015 on the 75th Battle of Britain, Harry gave up his seat so a 95-year-old veteran, Wing Commander Tom Neal, could go up in the skies for the historical flypast. How kind, how wonderful, how incredibly organised. You think that they would allow last minute a 95-year-old veteran to just go up in an aircraft with the public there to do a fly past? Could you think of the safety aspects alone? Truth be told, Tom Neal at 95 years old was probably more capable than Harry. Now, some people say I'm being mean, I'm being harsh, but when you see outrageous bios like this being written about him, it needs calling out publicly. It was Prince William who got his pilot's license. Where are the photographs of Harry proudly displaying his pilot's license? There isn't one. Prince William also trained to become an air ambulance pilot, and he did in fact go on to save people's lives. I'm not trying to pit the brothers against each other, but Prince William we have seen continue being a pilot after he left the armed forces. Why have we not seen Harry? If he's an award-winning pilot and he carried out so many missions, why have we never seen Harry take any girlfriends up into helicopters? You know that he'd love to brag and show off and do something like that. Why have we never seen Harry whisk Meghan and his children off somewhere? You know she would have loved to arrive somewhere with Harry being the pilot. You haven't seen it because I honestly, my gut feeling is Harry does not have his full license, and I'm not sure he ever really did. It's like they've taken a bit of Prince William's actual real life, things that he achieved, and have tried to bump up Harry's a little bit. Harry saved countless civilians and Allied forces' lives. No, I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't. Why has this never been spoken of before? Why has no single army officer, people that have spoken about Harry for years afterwards, ever said such a thing? Why did Harry himself not declare this amazing heroic act in his book Spare? It's probably because it's not true. Now, I'm not denying there is still, of course, an element of bravery there. The fact that Harry still chose to go out to a very, very active and dangerous war zone. He insisted on it. His family tried to talk him out of it, but he was determined that he was going to go. And obviously, things could have gone south at any particular moment. But let's not pretend that Harry wasn't heavily protected. He was, if anything, more of a danger to everyone else on every barracks, because if they'd have found out that he was there, of course, they would have used every bit of arsenal to try and take out Harry. By now saying that Harry is some sort of war hero that saved lives, I think it's incredibly unfair to everyone that spent their time and risked their lives protecting him in an already dangerous war zone. There must be so many more stories of amazing heroics and amazing sacrifices that were made by skilled pilots, both UK and American. And to see this award going to Harry is definitely a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. Not because people just don't like Harry, but because it is completely not justified. And the bio just adds insult to injury. So the fact that this award is going to Harry is laughable at best. In fact, let's just make up some, shall we, as we go, because it seems that Harry and Meghan are going to continue to do this. What do we think next could be coming? Get out your bingo cards. Let's see if I can guess a few. Prince Harry, yes, I'm hearing that right. Okay, yes. Sorry, Prince Harry is now to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We shall see his name alongside greats such as the Rolling Stones, Queen, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles and Guns N' Roses for his outstanding contributions to the music industry. Oh, wait, another story has just come in. Prince Harry is about to be inducted into the FIA's Hall of Fame, where he will appear alongside Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Michael Schumacher for his outstanding contributions to the racing industry. Oh, another story. Let's just get the jump on these, shall we, and see if any of them happen. Prince Harry is now being inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame, where his name will appear alongside Evel Knievel. Prince Harry is due to make a speech where it is believed he will thank his father, King Charles, for getting him into bicycles at such a young age. Look, the jokes just write themselves when it comes to this couple. No one should be getting mad at them because they are just hilarious at this point. South Park 2.0 is long overdue. But also, this being said, no one should be getting mad at the charity that nominated him. It's a charity called Kiddie Hawk Air Academy, and they encourage young children, I believe it was ages 4 to 11, to get involved in various fun activities to do with aviation, hopefully to encourage the next generation of pilots. They are a charity, and I'm presuming, as well as getting coverage, although the negativity that surrounds Harry, it may not be the coverage that they desired, everyone is now talking about this award show that I personally had never heard of in my life. But they probably also got a large donation from Archwell to ensure that they nominated Harry. As for the event itself, as I said, it's being held in Beverly Hills at a glitzy do next week. Judging by the price of the tables, I would say it's just another rich person networking event where they can make sizable charitable donations to be written off in their next tax bill. So basically, everyone's a winner. Well, except Harry. Ba-boom. So guys, that's it for me and my mission on this video to hopefully make you laugh. And I will be back with you as soon as possible with the video I was meant to do yesterday. So see you soon. Bye.